Morning, it's Tuesday. It's December 2nd. Miserable, rainy Tuesday. Disgusting Tuesday. That somebody, well, let me say this. My reach for my content and my feedback is worldwide. So then I get these messages all the time in my inboxes that they can't even get 020, or it's hard to get 020 in certain parts of the world. And what was that? Where was that guy from yesterday, Caleb, that shared that with you from? Yes. Can you pull out your phone and check it out? Yeah. That's not the first time I heard that they can't get 020, or they can't even get Valvoline Restore and Protect.
Philippines.
So we had a subscriber from the Philippines say, and thank you, use his exact words.
Our Toyotas don't have the viscosity marking in the engine bay. The dealers recommend 10W30 synthetic. Our temperature ranges from 60 to 90 degrees. It's very hard to find O20 out here.
Same vehicle, same engines, different part of the world. 1030 is what they're recommended. Now, because their climate was what, 60 degrees?
60 to 90.
60 to 90 consistently, right? I don't really think that an oil that has that 020 has that such a dip where everyone says it's for fuel economy. It's more than just fuel economy or fuel efficiency. Again, it's how fast the oil flows in weather, right? But if you're never in that weather, then why do you need that oil? Hence is what I've been saying this whole time.
I don't think we have a car that recommends 1030 on the oil cap.
No.
I don't think I've seen one that's like, hey, you should be putting 1030.
Hence why we pretty much don't use 020 in any of our vehicles. No. Anthony's new Kia calls for it. Personal vehicles. Anthony's new Kia 2025 calls for 020. My 530 since brand new.
My Civic calls for it.
Caleb's Civic GDI turbo engine calls for 020. We don't use it. Yours is...
The Lexus calls for 020.
Lexus, you're not using it. What about your Jeep?
Jeep is always for 530.
530. So all these engines that say the minimum spec, and that car could be transplanted in Siberia with that same oil cap, right? And if you don't have an educated guy out there, he's going to just pump 020, or it can be out in where's the hot content? Sahara Desert.
Literally, the Jeep is meant for off-roading.
020 in consistent temperatures above 100 degrees. That oil is water. So the feedback that I get from worldwide, it just supports what I'm saying. You don't have to use 020. It is very climate specific and use specific. So for us here in South Jersey, we don't ever see a negative temperature. No, and if we do, it's for a few hours. Yeah. You may see a negative, well, I don't know, 1 maybe with the wind chill.
Well, yeah, we'll see negative wind chills.
But not a real, we've never had a deep,
very rarely
no deep freezes here, so why are the manufacturers depositing these vehicles? They know they're going to Philadelphia, they know they're going to California, they know here, but they just say, F it, just put one blanket of oil for these cars and then let the engine damage occur wherever it is because the customers aren't educated. The dealerships don't change the oil caps. Not to get too far off subject, that Ford stopped warrantying batteries manufactured to dealerships because they said their dealerships are too lazy to go out there and start their cars regularly because cars sit for so long. It's not necessarily the battery's fault, just another subject here. That they said they will no longer honor any warranty claims for bad batteries because you, the dealership, are not moving your cars, you're not starting your cars, and they said those batteries need to be cycled, not just start up, run into the shop, strip the plastics off, pre-delivery inspection, doors open for whatever, no one's charging the battery, close the doors, start up, set it on the lot for 60, 90 days, 100 days, and then they said, and Ford Boss Me said, there's no saving that battery. And it's kind of the similar scenario here. If you need your battery charged, you need a battery. Just the batteries aren't what they were years ago. Right, you need a battery. On an old 12-volt system with no modules, no computers, barely using any energy to run your old style vehicle, yeah, in the old days you could get away with it. Not with today's cars. But yeah, to just solidify what I've been saying to everybody, that 020 isn't your only answer. 016 isn't your only answer. 08. So Caleb pulled up some on a 2020 Toyota Camry 2.5, and then interesting enough, it gives you The standard engine oil grade, and I've been saying this all the time, standard or minimum is what I say. And it says use O16. And then it says the standard engine oil grade for Mexico. And then it says blah, 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 blah. And then it says, okay, underneath of that, energy conserving resource plus blah, 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 blah. Look at all the options that you have. You know how many arguments I've had over this, and this, and then to see that? Oh, the VVTs won't work, you'll get a check engine light. Well, according to Toyota of Mexico, where they build these cars, they ain't got no problems with you running 1540.
In your OW16 engine.
In your O16, so look at the swing. O16, O16. So US spec garbage, or if not even less, and then come right here. And Toyota's no dummies. All right, so saying, okay, use the multi-grade engine oil, and then if not, you're gonna go down here and use these 020, 520, 530, 1030, 1540. It doesn't say that you can't use a different winter and viscosity. So this just really solidifies what I've been saying for a long time here is this is garbage in certain parts of the world for your engine, and it's not very resilient to fuel dilution. And then as you get up into the better oils, or not better, just different weights and viscosities, it has more resilience to fuel dilution. This stuff here, add a little fuel to it, it's less than water. Add a little fuel to 520, it's not so bad. Add a little fuel to 530, not so bad. Even though it's still damaging, 1030, 1540, there you have it. So, 100% straight from Toyota says, hey, this is the same car we make in the US, and here's the minimum standard oil we advise, but if you're in Mexico, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different choices of engine oil. You know, is Mexico one of those places where it never snows? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably consistent hot.
I mean, it's below Texas and goes toward the equator.
Yeah.
Texas, very, very, very rarely.
I would be
gets snow.
concerned to run into 1540 in South Jersey.
Yes.
I mean, if your engine's worn out, yeah, okay. But, you know, there's certain areas that, but like they said, these guys are saying, I can't get Valvoline Restore and Protect in certain parts of the world. 020 is hard to get, if not impossible, in certain parts of the world. Why is that? Because it doesn't work. That's why they don't offer it. They don't sell it there. It's just not, it doesn't work well.
It's not a feasible option.
It's not a feasible option. So there you have it. It's definitely climate and use, climate and condition based for abuse on your engine, but absolutely no reason why you can't go from an 08 to an 016 to an 020 to a 520, 530, 1030. It is an experiment, but my opinion is we do this every day. We see the engine wear and deposits and all the crap. So step up the oil. You know, Caleb's going to try and keep his Honda, you know, from ever needing an induction service or a carbon service with walnut blasting by sooner maintenance and consistent induction services. Excuse me. Thanks for watching. Let's argue. Let's talk. Please like, share, and subscribe.